You're listening to Lexington Steele Live with Lexington Steele and Gianna Michaels. Right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Lexington Steele, and it is the Lexington Steele Live Show with Gianna Michaels. It is February 23rd, 2015, and we're going to launch right into it tonight. What do you say, Gianna?
Happy Monday. Let's do it.
Now, Gianna, are you representing the Lakers or what?
Well, I'm representing purple and yellow. I like purple and yellow. I'm not diehard anything when it comes to sports, in all honesty. I do have a Lakers hat on, but...
You do?
Why? What are you going to do? You going to spank me?
Yeah. We might have to do that at some point after the clock strikes 9 p.m. But in the interim, we have Mo Johnson in the house.
Hey.
What up? Glad to have you back. We had Mo in the house about 9 months ago when we were effectively known as the Lexington Live Show on Radio Temptations. So we are back in town with Mo in the house. An encore performance, return to Lex Live Show is Miss Sarah J.
Hello.
Sarah was lucky to, I was lucky enough to that Sarah was available to join us this afternoon when I spoke to you, and I called you because, when I had you on before, there were 3 guests that night, and I wanted to make sure that we gave you a shot because I've been chasing Sarah to come onto my shows like for years. It seems like. So I'm just happy to have you back. An encore return in studio so soon after, but
Thanks
a few
for
months
having me.
ago. Yeah. So what's going on, people? Now, everybody was working today. Gianna and I were not on set today, but you guys were both on set today. Tell us, how was a busy day today? What did you do today?
I did a girl scene with Nikki Ferrari.
Now, Sarah, people. Oh, first and foremost, before we go any further, give us a call at 818-570-5085. Once again, 818-570-5085. So you did a girl with
Nikki Ferrari.
Nikki Ferrari. Now you were telling us before we went live, that Nikki actually had an explosive orgasm.
It was, and she speaks Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so I had no idea what was about to happen. I couldn't tell, things were about to get crazy, and before you know it, I was drenched.
Well, okay, let me ask you now.
Surprise!
What do girls call girls call men poppy in that moment? What do girls call other girls in that moment?
Mommy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mommy. She didn't though. She's actually kind of quiet. She just moans a lot. Yeah. But I had no idea. I was like, oh, and it's right in my face all over.
And Mo, you were fully engaged today, huh?
Oh yeah, it was a full day. I was on Dog Fart set, and Rico Strong and I did DP with Layla Price.
Oh yeah, good friend of the show. Layla was actually in studio last week.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in studio last week. We enjoyed having her in studio. So you guys got down on the DP. How often are DPs? How frequent are DPs being shot? How often do you get called in for a DP?
Probably maybe 1 out of maybe every 7 calls.
Yeah,
would be a DP. I mean, you have to be a certain level for them to call you for a DP.
Yeah, it does require a little bit of strength and fortitude, especially if you're anchoring a DP.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys work together, you guys split. Now, as a matter of fact, I've been, we've just shot. I shot you a couple days ago, and I'm actually shooting Mo tomorrow in a scene with Riley Reed and Rico as well. So you guys will be doing it to him, but not a DP tomorrow. Now, Sarah, you don't do historically and famously, you don't do anal.
I don't do anal. It's
So
true.
now, John,
I do double vag though.
You double vag.
I do.
Now, John, you spent your whole career having never done anal.
I did. One of the last scenes
One of
that
the
I
last
did
scenes.
was an anal scene, yes.
And then, Sarah, you've done none.
No anal.
All right. So between the two of you, I mean, what is it about the concept of anal and or DP that kept you from making it part of what you do?
The biggest thing is that I've got like poop phobia. Like, even like the thought of shit coming out of my ass makes my little asshole like close up, and my pussy too. It makes my pussy dry up. That's no fun.
I think we all at this table may have fucking shit phobia.
Yeah, it's like
by most laugh.
Right? No, for sure. Like, because he already know how I feel about poop phobia. Like I do. Like no.
Yeah, well, shit happens. I mean,
that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't want shit to happen to me. I'm trying to stay safe.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. And it's funny because people always say they assume that if you do anal on screen, that it's something that you'd be interested in off camera, and like I'm not personally interested in doing it off camera. It's just a movie thing,
right?
Yeah. But as guys, we very often we have no say in whether it's an anal. For us, it's just another position. So if the scene is an anal scene, I mean, we're doing it as our 6th, 7th, or 8th position with normalcy. It doesn't really strike us as anything unfamiliar.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely was scared of something like that happening, so I didn't like eat for like the day before.
Honestly, if there was some sort of requirement to do anal, I would only eat like every 3 days. Like I'd be like 60
do
pounds.
what you want, you know what I mean? But I was nervous of that, and then like I think I
course.
did everything anybody told me that you like these tips and everything like that, and I was really nervous of it too. I think that I was more so concerned of how long the scene was going to be. Not to sound like that, because like I enjoy sex and everything to that effect, but like personal life sex and then
also
on camera.
Your pussy is different than your ass.
Correct.
Like I mean, my pussy can take like some hours of beating, like porno beating. Like. Hours.
I'm ready, let's fucking do this.
Right.
But I was concerned for my asshole.
Right, but I'm like, I was gonna say, but like, they're like, your ass, you're like, okay, we've got 4 minutes.
Ready, set, go. I got no timing.
Well, now that's 4 positions to cover each position. 4 minutes to cover each position.
No, I mean, that's 4 minutes for the ass, like it all. Yeah, that's it.
So like 1 minute cowgirl, 1 minute reverse, got to switch that real quick.
Yeah.
Gotta catch you on the fly.
Yeah, you definitely don't want your asshole ripped open. You hear all the horror stories about girls getting their assholes ripped open and their colon falling out and all. Yeah, you don't want to be a victim to that.
Yeah, but okay.
I know that takes a lot. I know that takes a lot. But you still have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Like, or at least I do. I have it in the back of my mind, all the possible like negatives.
But I get the opposite. Like with me, it's like I always say, anal scenes for me is like scooping ice cream. Like eventually it's gonna.
You gotta
clear
chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Rocky Road.
Yeah, it gets very rocky.
So okay, no. So okay, explain that one.
Please.
Well, with me, my first scene for a pro amateur company in New York was an anal scene, and I mean literally we stopped about 3 times because she wasn't ready.
Right.
She wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. And then I think the second anal scene I did was with Cheyenne Jacobs. She was cool. Sydney Capri was cool. But after them two, I probably almost every girl except for recently since I've been in LA probably made a mess.
Oh Lord.
Well, I mean, she might have prepared well enough in advance. But, I mean, you're coming in there with some size, and you may have loosened a few things up.
Plus, a lot of young girls, he was working for a pro-am company at the time, so a lot of the girls, I'm sure, were, more amateur with the exception of, like you said, Cheyenne Jacobs and Sydney Capri. So I'm sure that, they didn't know what they were doing. I mean, young girls don't even know how to shave their asshole or douche their pussy, let alone enema their asshole,
Well, and I don't mean to be an asshole about this. Boom, boom, here all week.
Motherfucker.
But, the new thing is, well, maybe not so new, but there is a thing that's becoming popularized called the anal bleaching. In which you have women are getting their sphincter bleached. And I understand you can get it into the color that you want. So say if it's a black girl, Latina, or an Asian girl, you can bleach it to certain degrees so it matches the color match.
I always thought that was just
like
a
hole in the wall.
Like if you stopped fucking in the ass, it would go away. Like I always thought like the darkness around the ass was just a bruise. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Me too.
Yeah. Who thought of the necessity for an anal bleach?
Well, You know,
You gotta have a
apparently
lot of anal sex.
it changes.
Well, I don't think it has to do with anal sex. Because in all honesty,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be real honest right now. I would like to look into some fucking anal bleaching.
Yeah?
But I would like to try it. Yeah.
I'm gonna get real nasty. Do you have big poops? Because maybe it's making your hole dark.
No,
because
I don't
it's
think that
bruising
it's
it.
anything outside of the normal. In all honesty,
pushing too
it's
hard.
not anything to that effect.
No, I think
at
it
all.
probably it's just regular
natural?
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and in all honesty, I've looked at a lot of assholes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like I feel like everybody has it
My
to a certain
asshole is
degree.
extremely pink and white. Like
I know, I remember.
Yeah, it is. Unless like something like I may have described previously
Right.
has happened.
Yeah, and not even that. Like, okay, I get what you're saying in regards to that, and I would think that would make sense also. But I don't know what the fuck it comes from
Yeah,
or
no, I
whatever.
don't know
But
either.
and I've seen a lot of people where.
It's a
That
new
would
thing.
come into mind, and
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean-
like to look into it also. In all honesty, but I don't know what the fuck it comes from. If
Look,
it's
you-
from shit or
You go to the spa.
ass fucking or what.
You get yourself a tan. You get yourself a pedicure, manicure. You get yourself.
Do they use the same bleach on your mustache as they do in your asshole?
Shit, probably the same shit that's going on with the waxing. Probably use the
You get a
shit.
wax. See what I'm saying? Roll over. And you get you get another wax of some sort.
That might be nice just to get all clean. Everybody, can they do a colonic at the same time? Like
You know what? I'm gonna get myself a couple of gift certificates to give out to a few of
colonics and
mine.
anal bleaching.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because you know a lot of people that are full of shit.
Well said.
Yo, I want to bring this up and talk about this. There's a woman that was that is a murder suspect, and she has been dubbed the Michelangelo of buttocks injections. Her name is Padge Victoria Winslow, and she has been dubbed the Black Madam, and she's accused of killing a 20-year-old dancer from London during a procedure at an airport hotel that involved industrial-grade silicone and crazy glue.
Yeah, she's not the only one. I can think of 2 other cases prior to that one that was exactly the same where the girl died. And they're Pebbles.
Yeah, I was
Pebbles the
about to say,
model.
Pebbles-
right?
Pebbles came to
Pebbles the
mind,
model
yeah.
is
Wait,
in
Pebbles
jail.
the triple X model?
No.
Wait, Pebbles the singer?
No,
Pebbles the model. No,
dancer,
not the
the
singer.
dancer.
Pebbles the model.
Wait, the
Pebbles
triple
the-
X?
Model.
Super fatty.
Yes,
Like
her
almost
waist is
Cherokee
like this
size.
big and her
Yeah.
ass is like
But
that.
a triple X model?
Black girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was giving
She's-
injections.
Yeah,
It
same
was a
thing.
few
She's
years
locked
ago.
up.
It was a few years back. Like
She got manslaughter or I
Somebody
think.
somebody died?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? She got manslaughter because she didn't give the injection. She set it up. Yeah. She was the broker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The girl. Then there was the lady with the tranny lady, right? She was injecting butts with cement and Fix-A-Flat and closing the holes up with super glue. Same thing.
So now is that something that has become
Fix-A-Flat.
but it seems that there's a number, and I brought this up because there seems to be, obviously a huge fanaticism now for the big butt, whether it's, now not for nothing, but black women have had big butts forever. But you have the, J-Lo ushering in the big butt, then you follow that up with whether it's your Nicki Minaj's or it's all the rage. And has butt injections or expanding one's ass amongst women, not only in the industry but collectively, has this taken precedent to breast implants or butt injections? Brazilian butt lifts. Is it the hot
I wouldn't
thing?
say I wouldn't say precedent, but it's definitely the new thing. And I try to compare the two because I think a lot of people have a big negative view against butt injections. And I just say you have to look at it as the same as tit jobs. Like in the early 90s and the late 80s, they were doing the same thing to boobs. They were putting all kinds of crazy stuff in boobs. People were dying. I remember there was some lady, I'm not going to put her name out there because I don't, but she had ginormous boobs. And I asked her about her implants, and she had surgical ropes stuffed into her breast that absorbed fluid and made her breasts grow from absorbing more fluid and creating them to create fluid.
Maybe a surgical
rope that they like wound up and shoved in her boob. So there was all kinds of stuff in the late 80s and early 90s that they were sticking in titties. So I feel like our asses are kind of the same at this point, and eventually we'll perfect it and we'll get some really good quality asses coming through, like with safe, healthy procedures. But right now it's wild, wild west out there.
Keep it natural.
Well, I mean, if you look at like Kim Kardashian, now she has had a child, so we don't know whether her posterior has shaped itself because of.
I can tell.
What? So what do you think? I mean, you.
Oh no, it's definitely fake. As a matter of fact, I guarantee that picture that she took in the white one piece, where it was like the selfie, the famous like butt selfie shot that she took. I think that was that in the butt injection doctor's office. To be honest with you, it looks like a butt injection doctor's office because or like a tanning bed. You know, it's like if you look at the. It does. She's got like this screen on the side, and it definitely looks like an office. There's like a plant. You know,
like a fake plant in the corner.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like anything that would be in her house. It's definitely
true.
not a house that she would be in.
And I'm a little biased about the situation because I'm a
She got
butt
little
man.
tiny thighs.
I'm a butt man.
I'm a butt woman. I love butts.
And like fake butts. Mm-mm.
You don't like them? You know, for me, I like a butt if it's a good shape. I don't care if it's fake or real. If it's a good shape and it moves nice, I want it in my face.
Well, oftentimes, you know, you don't know. You may not, as good as jobs have become, you may not know that it's fake unless you actually put your hands on it, and then you can tell that there may be. But the Brazilian butt lift seems to have been very successful in terms of being a new technology.
I call those lovelies the suck and shove. Because they make the girls get heavy and they suck it out their belly and then they shove it in their ass.
Well, they make the girls. What do you mean they make?
Well,
the girls
if the girl doesn't have enough fat on her body, she has to gain weight in order to get the liposuction to get it sucked out, so they can shove the fat in her butt.
Now those are the best.
Those are nice,
right? Those are the best recommended because it's still natural.
Those are so
tissue.
nice. I want it all in my face. Those are the best.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. I've worked recently with a girl that had that, and I mean,
we may have worked with a girl.
It was
together.
So tight. It felt like a hand job. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
What did her?
Like just trying to get it in.
Because her ass cheeks were so firm and big and like squishing on her pussy.
But still soft.
Trying to get in there for the anal, you're saying?
No, just vaginal.
Pussy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, butt cheeks squishing down the pussy.
Well, okay. Do you think that?
I love it. I'm getting excited.
Well,
I'm just style.
So is he.
And not only that, but I did that girl scene today, and Nikki's got a fantastic ass, and I was under it for a very long time. I'm getting memories of earlier. I was like smothered by her big booty.
You think that? Now I don't know too much about the technology, because I've never done it. But do you think that these new medical procedures, are they being done for men as well? I mean, do they have a procedure?
Yeah, they have fucking pecs and like abs
biceps
and like
and
all
abs.
this shit.
And they don't forget, they also have that surgery that pulls out the 2 inches of dick that you have deep inside your pelvic region.
I remember you told me if I lose weight, I can get those 2 inches.
Yes, you have to lose 30 pounds and you gain an inch of dick. It's the way it is.
30 pounds.
Every 30 pounds you lose, you gain an inch of dick. Mm-hmm. No, it's the truth. Because if you think about it, you have fat that is all around your pelvic region. Right. And when you lose those 30 pounds, that fat like slims down and you can see more of your dick.
This is no, when I came to LA, I proved this theory when I came to LA. I think I've gained an inch since I've been to LA.
Have you lost 30 pounds? I would guess you've lost 30 pounds.
I lost about 40 pounds since I've been to LA. About 3
So
years
you're
now.
saying that you've gained size because you've lost weight, or because of excessive use?
Because he lost weight.
Okay. Okay. I mean, because I would wager that
his actual waist got smaller, so more of his dick was able to hang out past the fat. Yeah.
Okay.
I only got 1 inch. I'm working on
and
a
quarter.
Because it's 40 pounds, not 30.
Nah, the more people you have pulling on it, I mean, I mean, you come out to LA and all of a sudden it's a daily, not that it wasn't a daily thing before you came to LA.
Stretching like taffy.
Yeah, like you go to a porno set and there's a lot of well-muscled women who have killer, kung fu grips.
Oh. This is one right here. The kung fu grip.
Right.
You guys want to take a phone call?
For sure.
All right, let's see what's up. Hello, hello. This is Lexington Live. Talk to us.
Hi, how are you? This is Lon.
Hi, Lon.
Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Hi. Good. I got some questions about some anal sex.
Go right ahead.
Just wondering for Gianna and Sarah, how long did it take for them to get used to anal scenes on set, and what were their favorite anal scenes on film?
Were you listening to us, baby? You know, I've never done an anal scene. Never, ever in 15 years, not once have I ever done an anal scene.
Yeah, Rob, I don't know if you heard that when we talked about it for about 10 minutes, but, well, Gianna,
Well, I did the one, so that would be my favorite on film. And
That's my favorite anal scene of yours, too.
no, but the same thing, Ron, that we were talking about earlier. It definitely took some preparation as not to go into that dirty territory that we were talking about also, that we don't have to revisit.
well, it's only natural. I mean,
Well, I know.
think about anal sex back in the day. Like, they say it's a Greek thing, so imagine back when there was no...
That's because they were doing it to everybody for power. Like the Greeks and the Romans, they fucked guys and boys and girls, whether they were bi or not, because it was like, I'm taking your land and your wife and your kids
ass.
and your ass.
And your dignity.
Right? Yeah. Everybody got raped.
That's horrible.
So is
But
that...
it was,
If I can
yes.
say, I was going to say, if I can say one more thing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Gianna and Sarah, you both look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you,
Thank
babe.
You got that...
And I love you both very much.
Thank you.
Ha ha. Ba-dum.
All right, caller. Thanks a lot, man. I don't know. You know, one of the things about sex on video is that a lot of people think that with the way we perform in our movies is the way we are in our personal lives. You know, now, Sarah, you've been around for a number of years, and Mo, you've been involved for but a few years, not even like 2-3 years in L.A.
But yeah, 3 years starting this January in LA. 6
Okay.
years total.
Now, have you found that you know, when you're having sex in your personal lives, do you find yourself flipping into character, or do you separate the two, or what?
I mean, for me, it all depends on the girl. Like certain girls, certain women can bring the monster out. You know, and then some is just like, okay, let me just hurry up, you know. I'm not gonna pop.
I think that's like that for anybody, whether they're on film or not. I think that, you know, even if we weren't porn stars, we'd probably be like that. There's some people that make you hot, and some people it's just like, all right, let me bust this nut right quick. You know, like, I feel like that's
agree.
pretty normal, no?
Yeah.
With me it's different. Like I hold my nut special. Like only special women can get the nut. You know, so.
That's because you're a male porn star and you gotta hold that nut for camera.
No. Even before porn, it was a few times like I brought girls home and like they'd be like, "You got a tricky dick," and they're like try for hours and hours out, and I'll be hard as hell, but
Like,
I just wouldn't give them the pop.
You got crazy
My dick
stamina.
just doesn't like you.
They even made a song about it. I ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, you know, with me, I feel like I don't really have character. Like, the only difference between me on film and me in personal life is whether I open up for the camera or not.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, you guys might both be able to attest to this, but I feel like the only difference is whether or not I make that little space for the camera to get in or not.
Yeah. No, you do find yourself, as a guy, you do find yourself sometimes opening for the camera, and you're like, wait, what am I doing that for? You know, and you lose sight of the fact that normal sex is generally occurring with people almost face-to-face, virtually almost face-to-face. So, you know, you got to get back into the
Recently,
practice.
I tried to have sex with a civilian, and it didn't work out because I didn't realize I have to turn the lights off still.
That's another thing. I do like to actually turn the lights off, though. Like, in real life, that's probably one of my other things. I prefer to have the lights off, or at least most of the lights off.
Yeah, because it makes a distinction between what you're used to with the lights
Not only that,
blasting.
but, like, the lights are such a distraction, you know? Like, yeah, it's all in your face. Just relax.
And we can't avoid that on camera.
Not at all.
You need it. Now, both of you actually either have your own studio or are shooting it. Now, I know, Sarah, tell me about what you're doing with your enterprise away from performing. And you're also a studio head as well now.
Yeah, I have my own production company, Wideside Productions. We're based out of Miami and Vegas, and I have my studio in Miami. It's great. You know, I've got a distribution deal with Pure Play Media now, and I've released 6 DVDs so far with them. Yeah, it's going really well, and I really enjoy it. I've been, renting out my studio, so it's fully functioning.
Now, you shoot primarily in Florida or out here in LA?
Both, and it's pretty much 50-50. I shoot a lot of stuff in Florida, and I shoot a lot of stuff out here.
Now, where do you find your male talent, particularly?
All over. I have but being in the industry so long, like I've got tons and tons of contacts all over. But I prefer to only use experienced male talent. Like every once in a while, I'll throw in somebody like new just to try them out. But for the most part, I only work like on my site and my productions with experienced male talent because I feel like we're here to look at the girl. Yeah. So we need like somebody solid that can perform. Right. Yeah. If there's going to be a weak link, let it be the new girl. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want it to be me or the guy. I want it to be the new girl. Yeah. Because if nothing else, especially like in a threesome scene, if the new girl is the weak link, then me and the guy can carry the scene, and she can just be extra.
You can involve her and make sure she's present in it. But
exactly.
Yeah. Demo, have you started directing at all, or tell me about that?
Recently, my first directorial debut movie came out through Black Market, Vanilla Killers, and it's like some of the scenes that I've shot Gonzo style in New York, and then some that I shot in LA since I've been here.
Now, Vanilla Killers, explain that title to me. It's just people out there watching.
They made it up. It wasn't on me. They kind of reviewed the footage, and from what they seen, that was the collective opinion of everybody.
I assume it was an interracial.
Of course, all interracial. There's one orgy scene. There's a group orgy scene. Basically, everything is 2-on-1s, and then I think there's maybe one 1-on-1.
Okay.
And Mo's in one of my newest releases, Sarah J. Likes to Fuck Interracial Volume 2.
I'm not sure which scene that is, but I know it's a good one.
Think it's Gemini.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Wait, Gemini, what does that mean?
Gemini Lavelle.
It
was a
girl.
threesome. Mm-hmm.
I think I remember her.
Yes.
That was actually that was my first scene that I shot when I got to LA.
Yeah.
And that was when you were still blonde.
Wow, yeah, I was still blonde. Yeah, and that was one hell of a day.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's take this call. They've been trying to get through for a minute. Hello, caller. Hello, call. This is Lexington Live. Are you with us? Let's try that again. Hello, caller. This is Lexington Live. Are you with us? Hello, caller. You're live. Not anymore. So, moving on. What do you guys think about what's been going on with, the abuse that's happening with some of some of our friends in the industry, that have boyfriends that have been going crazy on it, whether it was and this is obviously going off on a tangent, but what's happened with Christy Mack? Do either of you guys know Christy Mack personally?
No.
You guys even know War Machine and all?
Not at all.
The thing, it's crazy because the media picks up on circumstances that happen within the industry and become big news, right? But all of a sudden, the people that are part of this, their stardom within the industry rises a lot faster than they've actually earned.
Right.
Now, Christy Mack, as I understand, was a legitimately established star performer, but who was the War Machine dude? I don't know.
He's UFC.
Oh, he was he
fighter,
was.
Right?
I think he didn't quite make it, or either had bounced out. Or something to that.
As far as I know, he was a professional fighter. He had a couple of rounds that I know he won. But
UFC is different. UFC is the top of the food chain. I don't know the.
No, he was trained. Some a lot of guys that's in the industry, because of the fitness that it requires to keep your stamina and stuff. they kind of cross over into different genres, whether it's,
Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or something like that.
And I mean, I've seen one of his fights, and he can kick ass.
Okay,
definitely. He definitely was a fighter.
I think I read an article that he was additionally like sponsored by somebody or something. Like he was definitely
sure
like.
Yeah, he was. In
Oh,
there.
I'm sure. I think that's how the article went.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. They're like, oh, by the way, such and such pulled their sponsorship. Right.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It's incredibly tragic. Like I have a soapbox about abuse, but my biggest thing is that it has to start with self-esteem. We are all worth more. You should never let anybody who loves you put a hand on you. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that you're worth more than that, then you've got other problems.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I brought that up.
Randomness. Let's go on to some positive notes. Are any of you guys dating anybody maybe within the industry or outside of the industry? Only because it's on here. Ben, we were talking about relationships and stuff like that.
Sarah?
Hey, Mo.
I think all of us are going to just plead the fifth. Can we skip to the next question?
I have friends with benefits.
We all have lots of friends.
There we go. Okay. Do you find it difficult dating outside of the industry? Or has it ever caused you any kind of problems or anything like that? Or
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a mixture of both. Because it's like if I deal with a girl that's outside the industry, I have to like make her adapt to the lifestyle. And then if it's a girl in the industry, for some reason they always seem to be jealous.
Gotcha.
So if they
Double-edged
work,
sword.
yeah, like if they work more than you, then it's cool. But the moment that you're working more than them, it's a problem.
That's funny.
Ouch.
You know?
I don't date ever. I have sex.
Well said.
Yep.
Enough said.
Like she said, on to the next question.
Yeah, it's tough. The life of explaining to someone that there's a job and it is a job, and sex and love, there is a difference. Who are some of the if you had to name, personalities, not within the industry but outside the industry that inspire you? Who would be the first names you would come up with that inspires you, whether it's within the media or outside the media?
I think this only because I saw the picture outside. Steve Jobs is a good person. Yeah. I really look at people who run businesses, people who run huge businesses, people that run businesses so big that they only tell people what to do. Those are the people that I look to for inspiration.
And, there's an increasing number of female executives within the adult industry. It's very powerful positions are being held by women within our industry, and it is a $1 billion industry.
Not just in the industry, though. I think you were even going bigger than that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's great. So do you follow up with them, or do you read? What is something that
I watch a lot of documentaries.
Okay.
I watch a lot of documentaries on industries, on business, on people who have made something out of nothing. Those are inspirational stories to me because I come from a very poor background, very, very, very poor. Only child from a very small family. And yeah, I think that anybody can do what they want as long as they put their mind to it and put extra effort and hard work to it. And when I see people do that, that's inspirational to me.
I've always respected that about you. I feel like you're very determined ever since I've met you. And I can appreciate that definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mo, what about yourself?
Repeat the question again.
Well, the reason why I asked is because
is there anybody that inspires you?
When you pose that question, people, it reveals about themselves who they aspire to emulate or who they look up to as someone to be a beacon. So, who in particular would you?
I mean, I am on your show, but I would have to say you are definitely one of the people that I looked up to.
Oh, thank you.
As far as getting in the industry. Just being from New York and knowing your background and how you got in, and what a big step you made to transition your life from where you were to where you are now. Shane Diesel as well, Jack Napier, like a lot of guys since I've came to the West Coast, kind of opened doors and helped me out and gave me pointers along the way since I've been here. So I mean, I think it's all about teamwork and some of you guys like mentoring and helping some of us new guys and kind of keep us focused and keep us in the right direction, because there is so many distractions and so many guys that they want to do this, but they don't realize the discipline and the time and the energy that it takes to really perfect this craft.
And and the thing too is, it is a challenge to not only get in but to stay in, because it is a case where, as there are fewer guys in the industry, you would think that most of the guys would want to keep other guys from breaking in order to preserve their position. But one of the things that will surprise many people is that there is a team effort, so to speak, because I've always felt that I'd never want to see another guy. I'm not necessarily trying to have a guy take my spot, so to speak, but I never want to see another guy suffer or falter on the playing field. It's kind of like when you see athletes knock each other down, but they help each other up.
True.
It's a case where it's like wow, I've been there when I wish I would have been someone to put me on to some wisdom, and it's always great to impart and share this information. So I do appreciate your what you said, and we do have a call coming. This call's been trying to get us all show. Let's see if we can successfully connect. Hello, caller. This is Lex Live Show. You're with us. Talk to us.
Hey, what's up, Lex?
Hey,
this is Reggie. Yeah. It's good to hear from you again. And I'm watching the LA Talk Radio video channel, and I noticed that Gianna has a cool Batgirl shirt on. She's a comic book fan. And Sarah J is looking quite really stunning and sexy.
Thank you very much.
And Mo is, you're always
Mo's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, you definitely do your thing.
Thank you, brother.
And, no problem. But it's cool that you're both, doing things behind the scenes as well as front of the screen, like you're producing and directing. Sarah J, how long have you been with your studio? Like, how long have you had that? I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you. I've been producing and directing for about 7 years for my site, but I actually got my studio up and running this past year.
Wait, now, what should tell everybody your site again?
My site's sarahj.com, and my production company is Wideside Productions.
Awesome. Now, do you have any, like, forms that you always wanted to work with that you haven't worked with yet? Like, do you have, like, a wish list? Same for you too, Mo.
I think I ran through my wish list.
Well, it could be new talent.
No, actually, there's some old talent that I haven't worked with that may be too late now. Right. But I never worked with Peter North. I never worked with Ron Jeremy. I never worked with Alexis Texas. I never worked with Sophie D. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's like a short list there of people I was like, damn.
Well, now, do you still want to work with Ron?
I would like to have that in my resume. I would.
Word.
Now,
I would like to have that in my resume. I'm keep it real.
Start off.
Yeah, I don't discriminate.
Have you ever worked with Ron Jeremy?
No, I haven't.
Peter North?
Yes.
Peter North stays in good shape. He's like, I don't know how he does it, but he stays in good shape. You ever met Pete?
I haven't. I don't think I've met him personally. Yeah. I might have like in passing, but never really sat.
Well, have you ever heard of Matt Ramsey?
No.
No.
Wait. No.
Does that have anything? Sounds
Maybe.
like it has nothing to do with porn.
Are
we talking about sports again?
Is it
No.
kink? For kink?
No, Matt Ramsey.
No, I don't think so.
Hey, you gotta just Google Matt Ramsey. See what you started calling. You gotta talk and dropping dimes on people.
I'm
gonna leave that one on the tail. Let you guys find that out yourselves. But Cole, you have anything else for the ladies or for Mo?
Yeah, you definitely brought up a good topic about the booty implants. I thought it was funny. I'm definitely a fan of big booties. Definitely Sarah J and definitely Gianna Michaels definitely fulfill that requirement.
Ours are natural.
Amazing booties.
Well, one thing about the booty implants and injections, right? Women outside of the gentleman's entertainment or modeling, if you will, are women, just regular everyday women, are they also participating?
I live in Miami.
Okay.
I live in Miami, so it's like every third woman you see has fake butt. Like, honestly. But in Miami, it's very much different than the rest of the country. But, like, Miami, literally every third woman has a fake butt. They all have fake butts in Miami. I can't see.
But like you just said earlier, you wouldn't know if it was done right. But Yeah, I could believe it.
You are, right?
I just asked.
You never know,
So,
right?
Yeah, ask now. Everybody's gonna Google.
perhaps I should have done that. But okay, everyone.
Sorry, he distracted everybody.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I like to throw a monkey wrench in there. You know, shoot, I love going to Miami, but one of the things about being in those warm weather environments is like, it's almost like same in LA where people stay in better shape because of the weather.
Definitely.
Now, is it that everybody's doing it, or there's people that staying in the gym, maybe doing more squats in Miami or LA?
The other two of the three women, every third woman has a fake ass, and the other two did squats.
The work in. Yeah. Okay.
No, because everyone has a great ass in Miami. Like everyone. Yeah. There's like 1 in like 100 that has a shitty ass.
It's pretty there. Everywhere you turn, everything you do.
Everybody's
like,
pretty.
Yeah.
It's kind of great.
So
Well, now everybody's not from LA. Have you guys found that? And caller, thanks very much for giving us a holler, man. Thanks
it's
a
good
lot.
to talk to you again.
No problem. Have a good night. I'm definitely enjoying the show.
All right, cool, bro.
Bye.
Have you found that once you came to LA, what was the first thing that struck you? Did you find that people were somewhat less genuine in Los Angeles by comparison to, now you're from Seattle, you're from the Pacific Northwest. It seems like no one is from Los Angeles. Everybody has arrived here in Los Angeles to make it happen.
With an agenda.
With a
big agenda, yeah.
It's somewhat different than, like, say,
I'm from Ohio.
Where people are real, very real.
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio originally.
Most from New York. I mean, it doesn't get any more real than that.
I think I've got stepped on more times in L.A. than I've been in New York. I'm getting used to it.
Now, is that because...
Don't get used to it.
Is that because in L.A. you're dealing with the person's... Every individual, most times you deal with the person's facade or the
representative.
Person's
I call it the representative, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed there's been a lot of smoke and mirrors, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm the new guy, so I have to expect that, you know, I'm not going to walk into every situation and win as if I was in New York and I know how everything is and I know who the people are.
And let's face it, New York, even though it's like such a big city to other people, it's really not that big. So if you're big in New York, you kind of are a big fish in a small pond, kind of.
True story.
Yeah, right? And then you come out here and it's like,
every man for himself.
It's like ocean.
Every woman for herself. Every director for herself. Every person for themselves. It's the sharks. It's definitely been an experience for me where it's just like, you know, if I would have stopped, I would have never made it here. So it's just a matter of just, you know, buckling down and just focusing and just trying to take things to the next level.
Well, it sounds like you're accomplishing some things.
You know what? I've
known
Mo for a long time, and he's definitely come a long way. Like from being Mo from New York and then Mo from LA. Like now you like a totally different Mo, but it's like more filled out Mo.
Now, Mo, let me ask you. Now, do you go fully by Maurice Johnson, or because formerly you were Mo the Monster? Tell us about that transition.
I mean, when I first got here, I was told Mo the Monster was too much of an intimidating name. And a lot of the big name girls wouldn't work with me because of it.
You're just getting them prepared, right?
But, I mean, truth be told, I was always Mo Johnson. Mo the Monster was actually a name that was given to me from one of my first directors in New York. And I kind of just liked it, and I made that my Twitter handle, and it stuck with me. But my name has always been Mo Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like I thought it was like a play on words, like Moore Johnson. Like
honestly, it is. But at the same time, Johnson is actually my mother's maiden name, so my family name is actually Johnson on one half. So it's like I actually been using Mo Johnson as a nickname since I was in high school. So it's just kind of always kind of just stuck with me no matter what I've done.
Yeah. And you've always delivered, Mo Johnson. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Oh man, there's so much in the name. Sarah J. So
that's my real name.
Is it real?
It is.
I know that, but they may not.
Yeah, no, my mom came up with that one, you know. We just talked about this 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I was named after my aunt and my grandmother's middle name. My aunt's name's Sarah, and my grandmother's middle name was Jay. And I just drop off my last name. Yeah. For security reasons, you know.
Yeah, no, you gotta do that. Shoot. Speaking of security reasons, have you ever found that when you meet your fans, have you ever had to literally, you need security? Tell us about that, because you travel fairly frequently.
Yeah, I travel with security most of the time, especially if I'm going to do anything in public, whether it's a public appearance or dancing or a nightclub or bar or a concert, shopping sometimes. Yeah, no, I need security. Yeah, it's important. It's like not like my life's in danger. Like, sometimes I say that and people are like, oh my God, but it's not like my life's in danger or anything. It's just I need security in order to allow me to have a somewhat normal life. Because if I go to a concert, say for example, without security, the entire time that I am trying to enjoy the concert, I paid my money and everything like that. People are trying to take pictures of me. People are sneaking selfies. They're climbing over their chairs to try to. It's ridiculous. It is. It's a lot.
Yeah. I always tell young starlets, like when they say, "Oh, I have fans," I said, "No, you don't have fans until you made it to Sarah J's." I had the luxury of hanging out with Sarah J a couple of times. I mean, literally, we would count before someone spots her. And then it's just like a domino effect.
It is, right? As soon as one person, because like everybody already spotted me, but then as soon as one person has the balls to say it, then everybody's like, "Can I get a picture too? Me too? Can you call my aunt? My aunt doesn't even here."
They call it, yeah. Can you speak to such and such? And you say, "I'm here with such and such."
That just recently happened to me when I was in London. I did a gig in London where I was at a nightclub, and then after the nightclub, me and my security went to like a hookah bar, like a shisha. And we're sitting there just chilling. It was like me and my friend, and our security is with us. And finally, they all start talking. Everybody, you can hear, and then all of a sudden, somebody had enough balls to say something before and this is like, 2:00 in the morning on a Sunday night or something. Yeah. All of a sudden, now the whole place is like, "Oh my God, it's Sarah J. Can we have a picture? What about us?" And they're cute little London accents. It was fun though. Yeah. It's cool. It doesn't bother me when I have security with me. It makes me a little irritated when I don't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you going to bring security to AdultCon this weekend?
I was going to bring Willie, which is my personal security. He's based out of Miami, WB Protection, but he's actually busy in Miami. So I'm going to have Dirk Huge. Nice. I don't know if you're familiar with male talent, Dirk Huge. AdultCon's not too crazy of an event, and I'm not doing any after events, so it's not that big of a deal.
So completely. Your guy Dirk Hughes, I'm familiar with the name. I never met the guy. Is he a big dude?
He's got some guns. He's a little fire plug.
Shout out to Dirk.
Yeah, shout out to Dirk.
How was New York, as a matter of fact?
New York was great. Great. I was there for Valentine's Day at Sapphire.
Oh, it's cold.
It was cold as fuck. I made it out of there. I heard a lot of girls that were dancing out there as well had actually got stuck. Oh. I flew in Saturday, danced, and left Sunday morning. So I made it out before the storm hit. And in case you all missed that right there, I was bringing that up because both Sarah J and myself will be at the Los Angeles AdultCon this weekend.
Ooh, you
Friday,
got a booth
Saturday,
too?
and Sunday. Yes.
Oh, great. Yeah. No, AdultCon's fun.
I agree.
I like AdultCon because it's a kind of controlled crowd and everybody's like, it's like a merchandising event. Correct. So we can get rid of like all our stuff. And yeah, I think it's a great time.
And I think it's great also because I feel like a lot of the things in Los Angeles have been taken away because in a sense it's kind of oversaturated with celebrities and models and everything to that effect.
At one point in time there was like 3 or 4 adult cons in a year, which I felt was oversaturated too. But I don't think they've had one in about a year and a half.
Correct.
So this should be really a good one. I would think that everybody, all the LA porn fans are going to come out, right?
Right. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing for that same reason because lately, like I feel like a lot of people have been like, "Oh, well, when are you going to be in Los Angeles or whatever?" And it's like, really? I don't usually get that. Usually it's like here or there or wherever. So if you're in Los Angeles this weekend, you guys, you make sure you come out and you see myself and also Sarah J. And it'll be at the Los Angeles Convention Center. So
next to the Staples Center.
Yeah,
you have your own booth?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll be at the VNA booth.
I was going to ask you that also.
Look for us if you can find us in the camo.
So what's your name? The name of your booth is going to be...
Oh, it's just myself and my site. It's going to be giannaxxx.com. And I don't have the number with me, but I'll post everything on Twitter this week for sure.
Now, is there still the Exotica?
Yes.
Does that still take place?
They changed the cities this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of excited for that.
I'm very excited. I'm excited to go to Texas. It's been were you at the Houston Pornocopia in like 07, 06?
Nope.
Yeah. It's been years and years since they've had any kind of events out there. So this should be good.
Now, this one's going to be in Dallas?
Dallas.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, this will actually be my first time going to Texas for any type of convention.
And, okay. Dallas, it's in August.
Correct.
And then, the Exotica in Edison, which is New York basically, is over my birthday this year.
When's your birthday?
Exactly.
In November.
14th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 13th through the 15th. So
That
means I'm working on
and
my birthday.
You know
this year.
what?
Back
That
in town.
means
you're
I'm
gonna
working on my birthday this year.
but at the same time, you're going to be having fun. I love the Jersey one. I feel like I have the
it is
most
good.
fun at the after parties and everything like that.
I like that one, and I like Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chicago's great also.
They're changing
They
Chicago
just
dates to
cracked
June.
Chicago, like only the last 4 years, right? Chicago's relatively new. To have
You know,
any
I think
position,
it's
right?
been at least 4 years, but then there was that one show, the Ecstasy show,
Yeah.
that was right before
I went to that
Exotica.
one.
I went,
Michael-
that was pretty
Mike
good.
Weinberger,
Winterberger, I don't know. W.
It was fun though.
I think he's in my book as Mike W.
Yeah, it was a good time in Chicago. 'Cause I had not been to Chicago before that.
Chicago's nice.
Yeah, definitely check out the Exotica Expo.com
It's
for the
3
dates.
X's.
Correct.
EXXXOTICA.
For
Now,
Chicago.
it's Chicago.
Chicago,
Okay.
Jersey, and Dallas this year.
They're only doing 3.
I believe so.
They dropped Atlantic City.
And Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
You know, the crowd's always good at Atlantic City, but I'm not a fan of that particular city. It's
Well, Atlantic City's, much like somewhat different than somewhat the same as Vegas, whereas once you leave the Strip, there's not much to the city. It's just a regular city.
But it's a little bit. It's not quite regular. It's
Well,
kind
it's
of
distressed.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it a
distressed.
city?
That's a very good way to
Yeah.
put it. It's a very distressed city. It's like slightly dangerous to
Mm-hmm.
leave your area.
My question is, so where are they gonna do the fannies?
The fannies are going to be in Edison, I
Now, the
think.
fannies are
The
what, by
award
way of
show.
explanation?
The Exotica's award show.
Okay.
I think it's
Okay.
going to be in Edison. I'm not
They're gonna
total.
wait till November. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I-
Usually it's around in April, and that's what kind of makes the Atlantic City work because it's kind of like
Yeah.
the East
Weather's
Coast
changing.
avian kind of thing. We all
But
have hotels.
you know they're not
there
going to do
strip.
it in Dallas because it's a new market. The other option is Chicago. That's in June.
I guess
maybe.
just keep up with their site
Yeah.
and, their social media to kind of figure out what happens next with the awards this year.
They've had award shows representing regions. I wonder, is there any region that has not been represented by some sort of an exhibit or convention? I mean, have they ever had anything relatively close to New Mexico or perhaps in the Midwest, say Oklahoma or Nebraska? Do they ever have
Probably not.
I think their Midwest city is
Utah,
Chicago and their Southwest city is Vegas.
They do major city. Yeah.
Yeah. They did Fort Lauderdale and Miami for a little bit.
But that's the thing about it. It's like if they identified a city that could appreciate having a convention in there, they'd find that it'd be a hell of a draw.
I made the suggestion that we have smaller conventions, a lot of them.
Yeah, but now a lot of them, I think we've been through that where there is that oversaturation.
But I mean, a lot of them in different cities. So, like, maybe we could go to
Unfamiliar cities,
Yeah,
that is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go to Milwaukee. Maybe we should go to Minneapolis. But they can't afford to have a big Exotica like we're used to at a city that they might not have the attendance for. But I feel like a small showroom, kind of like an adult con size, is probably.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know, like, I know that you dance also. And have you ever gone to a city where you don't really know what to expect and it supersedes everything that you even thought it could potentially be, and it's like
absolutely.
insane. And it's usually the smaller cities that are like,
Even just
left out.
Perfect example is
may.
when I moved from Ohio to Las Vegas. I was a stripper, and I was a stripper in Indiana. I worked in a bar that had about 10 strippers, and I made what at the time I thought was pretty decent money. I was making decent money. But then I moved to Vegas thinking it would be so much better, right? Because it's a bigger city, more casinos, more girls, more strip clubs. But again, I was like a small fish in a big pond, you know? So I ended up making the same money in Indiana as I did in Vegas.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little places that are starved for pornography. Keep it real. Like Milwaukee.
Yeah,
and
but a lot of those
stuff
places
like
that are starved for pornography have laws and statutes that prevent distribution within city limits or even statewide.
Absolutely.
And
So if
they
we can
would
make a
definitely
public
starve.
appearance, right.
So maybe they, I mean, you know, and not for nothing, but even in Vegas, you have to wear pasties on your breast.
You have to wear
now.
pasties almost
There's
everywhere.
I just want to say this. I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. And if nobody wants to do it, I say we
Like,
get
we're
a group of girls together and let's
do
just
like a
fucking
porn
go.
star caravan.
Yeah.
No,
Truly.
I agree, but you're also right. You do have to be very cautious of the legal authorities in the
Yeah.
area. But I feel like if you worked with them on what is legal, we have to wear actual clothes. Okay,
Right.
that's fine. We can't wear bikini tops, or maybe they have to have law enforcement at the event. But I feel like those would be profitable for all of us, and that the fans would really be appreciative, because there's a lot of my fans. They're in like Oklahoma or Omaha, Nebraska, and yeah.
Same thing
why
you're
don't
saying,
we?
there's-
You could make a tour of the capital cities.
Well, now, you've been to Mexico City before, right, Gianna?
Yeah.
Now, how
Have you
was
gone
that?
to the Sexpo thing also?
In Mexico City. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that this year.
Yeah.
I was thinking of New Mexico.
Was it insane also?
It was.
Okay. Did
And-
they have like 10 security guards? Like
Honestly, it was insane, but it would have been more insane if they wouldn't have had to change the date several times. Like, I thought that we would lose a lot of fans because of that, and possibly we did, but that just lets you know how many it could have been. Anywhere that I went, because I took Willie with me. I took my own personal
Right.
security with me, and then they had 5 security guards around us at all times.
like doing the circle thing?
It would be like a security guy in front of me, Willie behind me, another security guy behind him, and then 1 or 2 security guys on each side of us.
Well, there's
even
always
to go
gotta
to the
be-
bathroom.
There's always got to be a Willie somewhere.
Yeah, that's my Willie.
No,
You are on one tonight.
even to go to the bathroom, like if I was signing at the booth and I was like, I have to go to the baño, and they were like, Sarah has to go to the baño, and like all of a sudden they gather all this huge crowd of people to take me to the bathroom.
Nice.
But it was necessary though, because the Mexican fans are a little rowdy, like not in a bad way. That's just their culture. Yeah,
It was very, you could,
Yeah.
it was a lot going on. And we had actually previously discussed that, and I completely agree with everything that you're saying. And it was just amazing with like, it's like passionate, just like, they just want to like touch and like whatever, but they didn't get a chance to.
Right.
But at the same time,
Like
it was
I felt like every guy that took a picture with me was about to bear hug me, like and not let me go.
Well, it could stem from within their clubs, they're able to touch the girls a little bit more than they.
I think it's
than we
just their
can in the
culture. I
States.
think they're just a very like happy, like, oh my God, you're here.
It's
Like,
very
I
physical.
think they're
Right,
very physical
right, okay.
and just happy in general. It was really a pleasant experience, to be honest with you. Everybody's always scared of Mexico, but I had a great time, and I've never been around so many Mexicans that were so sweet and so nice, and just they give you the shirt off their back.
Now, Mo, have you traveled outside of the country for Triple X yet?
Not yet.
Do you have a passport?
I just got my passport
Okay.
last year, so I'm ready.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
you got to get stamped
He's
up.
ready to go.
You got to get stamped up. I mean,
Barcelona was a good show too. It was
I've never
Barcelona
done
was a good
those,
show.
yeah.
We did, Barcelona, it's a little different. You're allowed to have sex on stage. Yeah, so we.
Barcelona
Did you have
is
sex
good.
on
Oh,
stage?
of course I had sex on stage. Yeah, it was
Now,
fantastic.
how long ago was that since you last went to Barcelona?
Barcelona 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
'Cause I've been there too, and I've been there for their convention.
It's nice, right? Salon de Erotica,
it's
Barcelona. It is
It's
different.
different because in Europe there aren't so many rules against how you can entertain.
Yep.
And it
Exactly.
does, and people, let me tell you something. If you get a chance to go to an event outside the United States, whether it's in, Holland or Czech Republic or Hungary or Paris or London.
I've even been to
Berlin,
New Zealand Erotica. Yeah.
New Zealand, Australia as well,
Yeah,
right?
Australia has a sex boat, which I haven't been to, but I went to the New Zealand Erotica when they used to have that.
How long of a flight was that?
From here, it's 16 hours. But at the time, I was living in Vegas, so I flew from Vegas to here, waited here 4 hours, and then flew 16 to New Zealand.
Was it
and
worth
then
the
it's
trip?
3. You know what? I really liked New Zealand. Australia to me, it felt like a waste because I went to Sydney, and Sydney is so much like Chicago or like any other major U.S. city.
Yeah.
It felt like I went so far to experience something very similar, you know. But if I was to go to Australia again, I would go someplace different, like in the outback, like, you know, something where I could see kangaroos in the wild and stuff, you know.
Right.
There's some sightseeing, because that's the thing that oftentimes as performers and when we travel, we lose sight of the fact that we're in a foreign country or city, and we need to get out and see something, because you can literally go to an event, and we spoke about this the other day, earlier. You go somewhere, and all you see is the hotel and the convention hall.
Honestly, I think
miss the whole country.
That might have been the one thing that's kept me in the industry as long as I've been in.
The travel.
Well, I don't take vacations ever. But when I get to travel for work, I usually tack on a day or two and do
enjoy.
Yeah, like a lot of, you know, I've backpacked through Europe several times. And like when I did the Barcelona show, and then I took like 4 or 5 days off and traveled all through Europe. And then I did the Berlin show, you know, so it was, and then I took like another like 4 or 5 days off and traveled. And that's my vacation time. It's like I sneak it in between work.
Well, now you literally, and I remember when you did this, but people out there may not know, like you literally did a grassroots trip of Europe.
Yeah, I've done it 3 times now. Yeah, you know, just take me in
By
my
yourself,
backpack by
or?
myself. Yes, and I do this on purpose because I'm very much grounded and I'm like a very normal person. I have to maintain that normalcy. I can't walk around with my security everywhere. It makes me crazy, you know. So like I wear sweats and I cover all up and I put my pashmina on and my backpack and I train it. I take a flight to one city and then I take a train everywhere else and then fly back out in about 3 weeks.
Have you ever felt that you needed personal protection? Maybe not a bodyguard, but maybe something on your person just in case something, you know, transpired.
I'm kind of trained in street fighting and concrete combat. Like I hope that it never has to happen to something like that. But I've beat up people before. I was, oddly enough, you mentioned it, I was in Amsterdam. It was probably like 2005. I was with Olivia Lovely. And we were in a gift shop, and I said, I'm going to step outside and catch some fresh air. She was taking a really long time, and so I come back in to check on her, and she's staring at like some T-shirts on the wall, and this gentleman is up behind her, inches behind her.
And she didn't know.
She didn't know, with his hand in her purse. I come in and I knock him down and I kick him, and then I start searching through his pockets to see if he actually stole anything. And the store owner comes out and he's like, "What happened? What happened?" And I told him, I was like, he pickpocketed, and then the guy stood up and just ran away. He didn't get anything. But yeah, you know, like I travel smart. I really do. And I try to be very low key, very, very low key. I just try to be as under the radar as possible.
Wow.
You'll think if you see me in a train, you'll think I'm a librarian.
So now you actually wear the, what'd you call it? The
pashmina.
Now that's the
Like
full head wrap?
No, like a scarf, you know, like, you know, big scarf. I cover up my boobs and everything, and sometimes I pull it up over my head and try to cover up as much as possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Mo, have you found that you're becoming increasingly more recognized, whether it's in New York or out here? Tell me about that.
I mean, I think I'm always have a following in New York just because that's where my foundation is from. But I've noticed, like, even sometimes where I'll travel, like, on the metro or something like that, and I'll have, like, the skateboard kids just run up to me and be like, "Keep doing what you're doing, man."
Yeah.
And I just be like, okay. Like, you know, and I try not to let it go to my head. But I've noticed that I have got a lot more recognition being on the West Coast than, you know, being on the East Coast. Still
well, you know, I love New York. Don't get me wrong. You both know I love New York. But I really feel like a lot of people misconceive the fact that it's such a big city. Things that happen in New York end up staying in New York a lot of times, even porn. The distribution is not that wide. And, you know, people that live in New York often don't get out of New York to distribute their product or to
you don't have
broaden their brand.
I mean, New York
you kind
is one of the biggest
do.
markets. Well, I mean,
I feel like you kind of do, because if you don't, then it just stays in the pool. Like,
well, New York is a place where you can get a lot of stuff done. You don't necessarily have to leave New York to be successful, but it is more challenging.
Right, I was gonna say, and if you do leave New York to be successful, then you're more successful.
Well,
Yes.
you know, I would like to say that, you know, at least initiating your craft in New York is not a bad thing, because if you go somewhere else, you generally have a little bit more edge about yourself that gives you some
I completely agree, but I also feel like it's very important to get out of that and use that edge to your advantage. I feel like that is an advantage to have that New York edge that you mentioned, to be able to have that New York edge and come to LA and use that.
Right, and not let that edge be dulled, because I mean, there's a lot of things that can lead us to become a little more, lackadaisical, if you will, once we get out here into La La Land. And so you want to keep the blade sharp.
I agree, and I think that probably if they brought what they were doing from New York over here, it would be something completely different that, as you were saying, has not had the exposure that it could potentially have. And if it could make a lot more, maybe with distribution or different avenues that are here that they haven't been introduced to or something, with the pornography that they're doing there or whatever within the adult industry, it could be broadened, or you could bring something completely new to the table that people haven't necessarily seen yet, or become something bigger than it is.
That's what Mo and Lex have been doing. they both products out of New York. Now they hear in LA.
But that's kind of how I felt, like what you're saying with what's over there. Like it maybe if you make some connections, or at least take it further.
I believe I mean, like with me, my thing was always, I don't know, some people could call it publicity stunts or whatever, but I always try to make my scenes as much real as possible. And like one of my first scenes that actually got notoriety was it was like a girl hanging out like a car window, and she was like sitting on my shotgun driver's face, getting her pussy eaten. Wow. And like I was probably doing maybe 80 miles an hour.
Very
here
dangerous.
Or in New York?
New York.
Okay, I was just going to ask.
In New York, yeah.
I was just going to ask if there was like a different vibe. Like, do you feel like you could get away with more? Do you feel like you could, feel sexier here than here?
No, what it is, I think it is.
I think it's more raw in New York. Like, kind of anything goes. Like, nobody's really looking. We can kind of do what we want. Yeah. Well, they ain't worried about us over here in the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of anything goes, unfortunately, we're going to have to go as well.
Is it that time
But
already?
before we do so, we want to make sure that you guys real quickly let us know websites, social media sites, real quick.
Make sure you check me out, sarahj.com, and social media is sarahj_XXX.
No doubt.
And mine is mothemonster.com, also mo_the_monster on Twitter, and mothemonster13 on Instagram. And go support that, Vanilla Killers.
Oh, yeah.
Was it just released?
Or
when will it be out?
It was released on the 4th of this month.
Okay.
And Gianna, you appear courtesy of your website, which is
GiannaXXX.com. And again, for anybody that wasn't listening to the show earlier, come join myself and Sarah J at AdultCon in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Convention Center this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And then we're on Twitter.
At The Real Gianna.
There it is there. Well, I'm your main man, Lex Steele, at LexSteele11 on Twitter. You reach me at Lexington.Steele on Instagram. For all the good people here on Lexington Live Show, and thank you for joining us tonight. We do realize that there are a number of options you may have. So I want to thank you for joining us here. We'll be back next Monday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks very much. We'll see you soon. Peace and good night.
Bye, guys.
You're listening to Lexington Steele Live with Lexington Steele and Gianna Michaels, right here on LA Talk Radio.